Good evening, folks. Welcome to Quest Group News Radio. I'm your host, Mr. D Quest. Now, as you come in, folks, please make sure you hit that like button, share button, and subscribe button. We appreciate that. Okay, now here we go, folks. And today's topic that we're about to cover is in Chicago, right? Now, I was looking through the news, just trying to see what we're going to cover today, and I came across this. Another violent Chicago weekend leaves 5 dead and nearly 50 injured, folks. Now let me say that again for people that didn't understand. What's going on with Chicago, folks? What's really going on? Because it's not the whole city of Chicago that's doing this. It's not the entire city. It's just a certain sector. Just one or two sectors of the city that's doing mostly all the shooting and killings. And that's what I'm not getting. Chicago can be a great city, but you have these gangs in certain neighborhoods that won't allow their neighborhood to prosper. Now, you have homeowners. Some people bought their homes a long time ago, and now they can't even sell their home for a good price because of what the neighborhood has turned into, folks. Do you realize that? Now, let me just give the quick rundown of the story, then we're going to really discuss this, all right? Okay. 5 people were killed by gunfire and many more injured, including an 8-year-old girl who was shot at a barbecue, folks. It was also reported that there was 37 shooting episodes in Chicago over the weekend. Okay, now a tally sent in by police on Monday said that in addition to the 5 dead, there were 47 people wounded in the gunfire from 6 p.m. on Friday to 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. Okay, so 47 people was wounded from 6 p.m. Friday to 11:59 p.m. 11:59 p.m. Sunday. Plus 5 people had died. Okay. Now in a news conference on Monday afternoon, Mayor Lori Lightfoot sounded off the alarm and said there's too many guns on the streets, right? But she said they also been doing good by taking some of the guns off the streets, which we'll get back to in a little bit. Now she also said this: we have too many incidents that are petty disputes that are getting solved by somebody fighting, and we still are vexed by these large crowds that gather between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. where people are outside enjoying the summer and unfortunately become targets of people who want to create havoc in communities by shooting into large crowds. Okay, there you go, folks. Now, she first just said that the problem was too many guns on the streets, right? Then she patted herself on the back and said, well, we did get more guns off the streets this year than the mayor before me last year. Okay? Then she finally admitted the truth and said that we just simply have too many people in these communities that want to solve disputes by fighting and shooting in a large crowds. Okay, so let's talk about that for a second, folks. Now, this isn't going to be a gun episode right here, even though it's about a shooting and stuff. But let's keep it a buck, people. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it 100%, right? Let's say you have an armed cult or armed militia in the woods somewhere, right? And they have their own compound. Okay, like that David Koresh compound. Armed militia, right? Their own cult. How many of them are up in that compound shooting each other? That's what I don't get, folks. They just live life. Yeah, everybody in the compound a gun. Okay? Everybody in the compound got a gun. But ain't nobody shooting each other now. They may be doing other stuff. You know, as far as practicing whatever they practice up there. But come on, folks. It ain't the guns now. It ain't the guns. Now, you can't even send your kids outside to get a loaf of bread without worrying about getting gunned down. An 8-year-old girl got shot at a barbecue. Okay? 8-year-old girl got shot at a barbecue. Now, another thing is, if all these people, not saying everybody in the community, because you got some good people in the community, folks, but if everybody that wanted to be gang members or just shooting stuff up out there, if everybody just went to the armed forces, the whole community would be flooded with money because everybody have a steady paycheck coming in. Their kids will grow up to have some type of honor and become honorable individuals just like their fathers that served and came back. Now, I'm not saying that the vet system, the VA system, you know, because we know the VA system has problems too. I'm just saying, if everybody in the community became cops, okay, you want to shoot something up, become a cop, carry that gun legally, get a paycheck legally, come home to your family with the uniform on. If everybody did that in the community would be off the hook, folks. We have the best communities in Chicago. Maybe they need to start that. Become a cop program where every male in the community that feel like he want to enforce some type of law, become a cop, bruh. Protect your community that way. Don't say I'm going to just stand on this corner hanging out, and if the ops come down from down the block, I'm shooting up. Nah, don't want that uniform. Beat walk your block. Walk your patrol. Make sure Miss Jones could get across the streets with her groceries without being stopped by some lunatic. Make sure Miss Davis across the hall doesn't have trash thrown around in front of her doorstep every night. Okay? So there's ways to say, listen, I'm holding it down. I'm going to enforce my rule in this neighborhood. There's ways to do that without being an idiot and without killing your own and without causing mayhem to the community where your kids are now too scared to grow up. Now let me tell you why people join these gangs, folks. Let me tell you. Let's say you're 5, 6, 7 years old, right? And you know at 7 years old, your parents, your grandmother, especially if you're living with Granny Dukes or whatever, excuse me, folks, they'll send you to the store. Okay, go get us a box of cereal and a gallon of milk, right? Now you run into the store, you just a happy little kid, you know? Next thing you know, when you get to that store, you got 20 dudes standing on the corner trying to see what you going there to get. Soon as you go in to pull out your little $10 bill that your granny gave you, and you know granny told you bring back that change now. That's mandatory. Make sure you count that change and bring me back my correct change. So not only you worrying about making sure you get the cereal you want, the exact milk you need, and making sure you got granny's proper change. Now you a little younger in that store making sure some knuckleheads don't come in trying to tap your pockets. You know what tap your pockets is, folks. That's when they put their hands physically in your pocket and take your money. Okay? Now after so many years of that, these kids are like, wow, you know, I got to join something so I'm not a target. So when I come out, I'm not that gazelle in the wilderness where the lions and hyenas are gunning for me. I don't want to be a gazelle hopping around hyenas and lions. Nah, let me join up with something. And that's how these games continue, folks. Because they scare the kids into making them wanting to become part of them when they grow up. So instead of the little ones thinking, okay, let's just play PlayStation, Xbox, they like, nah, they watching these videos on how the gang life is, so they more prep when they go out the next day. They know the lingo, they know the dress code, they know the gang signs, they brush up on who's the OG, who's soft, who's hard, and that's how that cycle continues. So we're not going to beat up on that too long. But another thing, folks, stop beating me in the head with this. The mayor said from 11 at night to 4, people are just out there trying to enjoy themselves and enjoy the summer. Now, how many people are out from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. trying to enjoy the summer, folks? I mean, come on. We used to rip and run the streets, and if we was out between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m., it wasn't the barbecue, baby. If we was out there, we was either getting high, smoking weed, you know what I mean, looking for some type of something to get into. So she acted like these crimes was only between 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Nah, folks. Because it said from Friday 6:59 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. So I know all these people wasn't shot between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. Friday, Saturday, and Saturday, Sunday. So that don't even rock with me right there. Okay? These Chicago politicians need to stop playing games. They getting your votes, right? And then what are they doing? They setting you up. They're not doing nothing because they know if they do stop and frisk, they know if they just haul an entire gang in, they lose their constituents. Because now you're locking up people that's hoping to support the household, even if they are out there ripping and running. And another thing, ladies, stop having all these kids with these dudes in these communities. You know how the communities are. You know how they are. But I know the trick. Sometimes people get Section 8. When you get Section 8, the more kids you got, the more bedrooms you can get. So if you got one kid, you may be eligible for a 1 or 2 bedroom. If you got 2 kids, especially if they're a boy and a girl, you're eligible for a 3 bedroom. And so on and so on. All right? And then once they get to Section 8, now this ain't a black thing, folks. White people do it too. Hispanic people do it too. I'm just keeping it a buck. Now once you get to Section 8, then you got this dude, the boyfriend, right? Maybe he got a little job on the side. Maybe he sell drugs, but maybe he really got a decent job on the side. Now he's moving in with you, right? So you got your cheap Section 8 rent. He's feeling good because now he's feeling like, all right, his rent cheap. Y'all able to make some maneuvers. Okay, cool. We won't report that. But if it is that situation, then stop having kids. Y'all live and do y'all thing comfortably in Chicago. And if everybody did that, then cool. But the more kids that you have, the more mayhem it's going to be. Because while you trying to teach little John how to ride that bike, okay, then at the same time, you got to teach little Stacy how to do her math, how to catch up on her reading comprehension. Then if you got another kid at home, well now, he has to be breastfed. It's almost time to breastfeed him or get him his bottle. Okay, and if you got another little kid, okay, now he's getting out of school. There's too many things, folks. Concentrate on just raising that 1 or 2. And that's it, man. Cut it off after that. Cut it off after that. Now, I know things happen. Guys come, guys go. You know, situations change. Where the first dude was a good dude, y'all had 2 kids. He wound up bouncing or going to jail. Then you met another dude, good dude. Y'all wound up having a kid. You know what I mean? Maybe twins, maybe 2 kids, right? Now you already got 4 that he promised to take care of. But guess what? Things happen, folks. People lose a job or whatever. You think he's going to sit around the house with 4 kids while he broke? The house is crowded. He can't make maneuvers. He just want to go get a bag of weed, a beer, hang out with the friends. Nah, he's bouncing. He's going to find somebody else with Section 8 and leave you with a single mother with 4 kids. This is why the ghettos is getting overcrowded, folks. Every year it's getting overcrowded and run down with nonsense. So we got to do our part. Now, when the mayor said too much is happening from 11 p.m. to 4 in the morning, well, guess what we should do? Start a curfew. If you ain't got a job, if you ain't on your way to work or from work, start a curfew, man. It's time to start, because you know how many people could become millionaires if that property in Chicago was worth something? You know how many homeowners that's right now you can buy those houses in certain hoods for dirt cheap. And if everybody bought their house for dirt cheap and everybody cleaned up their blocks, man, those houses would be worth. You have so many investors coming in, wanting to open up shop, set up shop. So that little house that you paid $100,000 for, the neighborhood's cleaned up. Now investors coming in, we'll pay $1 million per house. You know. But that's when you like, nah, the city growing. You know, ain't nobody going to take care of us, folks. Like I said, there's people in the compounds and coats. They all got guns, folks. These militias, they live in the countries. They all got guns, man. Everybody, they all got guns. It ain't nobody in their communities that they set up in the mountains or somewhere. They ain't shooting each other. Okay? They're not. So let's stop using that the community in Chicago, there's too many guns in the community in Chicago. Then obviously we're not being a community. So we need to start something. I say start a curfew. Do more stop and frisk. Have them more stop the loitering. If I own a store, I'm not having 20 dudes standing in front of the store. You just bought a beer. Thank you for buying a beer. But now you're going to drink that beer in front of the store? Thank you for buying a cigar. But now you're going to crack that cigar open and roll a blunt and smoke in the front. My store? My store? You know what it takes to get a store? That's why these foreigners come in and they the only ones owning stores, because I can't do it. I'm not going to put my name on all this paperwork to get me a store in the hood just to have some kids come in, buy my merchandise, but then want to go right outside. You know, I appreciate you bought my Philly cigars and my beers, but I don't want you doing that in front of my store, because I want other people to feel comfortable when they come into my store. I want other people to come to my house and feel comfortable and not like they're going to get chased about the courtyard. You know? Now, real quick before we sign out, the footage that you see on this video, it was footage of a previous situation in Chicago. So it wasn't over this weekend. I just had that on loop just in case, just so y'all could see this is what's going down, folks. So Chicago, we got to do better, man. We got to do better. Because I don't know. Chicago's a big city. And some people feel bravado that they survived Chicago. You know, which is understandable. 50 people shot every weekend and you ain't never get shot. And I take my hat off. I salute. You did a good job, but don't feel good about that. You know what I mean? Because your little man may be next. You know? Now, we got plenty of Chicago stories. One dude, I guess somebody killed his father. He went out and killed like 4 dudes in front of their mothers. 2 of the brothers was eating at their mother's restaurant. He gunned them down right there. I mean, like 5 people died from whatever they did to his father, because I think his father was a gang member or a retired gang member. Whatever they did, this dude went out and killed like 4. Then I think he got locked up. But he went to prison with a smile on his face. They showed him he was happy. He got his revenge. 5 people dead. He's locked up. 5 families is crying their heads off. But he's happy because he kept it real. He kept it a buck. He was 100. You know? And then they got these drill rappers just rapping that drill. We got to do better, man. Because y'all see Chief Keef, the rapper Chief Keef, he made his money and he got up out. He know what it is. He know what it do out there. Chief Keef is happy where he's at in California. He's lounging. And he tried to show y'all that life. He tried to post his house up, post his cars up. Now, I don't mind when he did that, because I'm like, you know what? He want to show you there's something more out there. Get up out the hood. If I could do it, you could do it. But anyway, you know, I could do this for an hour, folks, but I'm not even going to. Once we could start doing live, really live stream live with y'all, then that's when I could start really going in big time. But I need 1,000 subscribers to do that. And right now, my subscribers is low. But this is a new page. I just started, 2-3 days ago? Okay, my page just started 2-3 days ago. But we doing bad when it comes to subscribers, folks. My subscribers, I mean, shout out to the people who did subscribe. But I need more subscribers if we're going to really start going in on conversations. That's the bottom line. But anyway, much love. I hope the people who got injured in Chicago, I hope they heal up. You know, rest in peace to the people who died. My condolences to their friends and families. We definitely got to do better, people. School is starting back up. I want you guys to stay safe out there. And we catch you the next go round. All right. Later, people. 1.